Nuclear feline revenge. Crazy entitled neighbor tries to bleach my sister's cat. Cat gets revenge. This happened many years ago. My older sister had this awful bitchy neighbor who had a serious hard-on for Sis's Seal Point Siamese cat. I'll call neighbor CN for crazy neighbor. Sister is Sis, me, well, that's self-explanatory. CN was a black-haired, plump, 40-something divorcee who annoyed everyone in the neighborhood. She had zero understanding of boundaries and liked to come over to people's homes, barge in, and look, well, snoop, around, opening drawers and cabinets and touching their stuff. Once, she even went into someone's fridge and grabbed herself a ginger ale, then got mad when the homeowner took it back. If you left your door, front or back, unlocked for more than 10 minutes, chances were she'd just come right in. She stole yard decorations from other people's yards and had been caught, on more than one occasion, pocketing something she'd snagged off a mantle or a table of a house she'd invaded, and she would always throw a tantrum when she got busted. Cops had been called on her many times, but she was good at being pathetic, so most people didn't press charges. Unfortunately, this made her bolder. Basically, she was the entitled bitch of the neighborhood. Sis was, unfortunately, one of her favorite victims. She'd come over, without calling mind you, barge her way in and demand, to see Sis's cat, telling Sis how beautiful he was and how much she wanted a cat just like him. Sis, being rather non-confrontational, would let her see the cat, who didn't like the woman, then make her leave. CN never wanted to leave and had to be basically pushed out the door. Oh, and she despised me because I wouldn't let her in when I answered the door, nor would I tolerate her BS in any way if she got past my sister. CN was so obsessed with the cat and offered to buy him many times, but Sis loved that cat. He'd been the runt of the litter and rejected by his mom. My sister had taken him and bottle fed him, mothered him, and saved his life. He wasn't a pet, he was her child. So Sis, of course, always said no. This royally pissed off CN. One day, the cat got out. He wasn't an outdoor cat at all. So Sis and I immediately started looking for him. We were checking the bushes and behind the flower pots in our backyard when we heard a very distinctive yowl, one of pure rage, followed by a very human shriek of pain, coming from CN's house. Suddenly, the doggy door on CN's back door slams open, and out runs my sister's cat. His tail and one rear paw covered in what smelled like hair bleach. I'm allergic to bleach and immediately recognized the smell as he passed me, dashing past us into Sis's house. Next thing you know, CN's back door slams open, and out she comes, cursing up a blue streak. Ragged claw marks adorned her left cheek, and one of her hands had a deep bite wound that had completely saturated one of the gloves, the kind one gets with any hair coloring kit. She was wearing and running down her hand and arm. Turns out, when the cat had gotten out, CN had grabbed him, took him inside, then tried to use hair bleach to bleach the brown out of his tail and paws, in order to change his appearance so she could keep him. Unfortunately for her, she didn't know shit about Siamese cats, and just how violent they can be. They were originally temple guardians for a reason. Well, back on topic. The moment CN put that bleach on the cat's tail, he went absolutely berserk, letting out that yowl of rage we'd heard, clawing up CN's face and sinking his fangs deep into her hand. She pushed herself between the bushes, the ones that look like tall, green paintbrush heads Sis used to separate the property line, and began yelling. No, not yelling, shrieking. She shrieked that Sis's cat had wandered into her kitchen while she was cooking, and when she tried to pick him up, he attacked her for no reason. Clearly, this was total BS. CN then proceeded to call Sis the N-word several times. She's half black. And me, a effing half-breed wetback slut. I'm half Hispanic. We had different dads. She screamed that my sis was stupid for keeping such a dangerous animal, and that my sis would be paying for her medical bills. She then got right in my sister's face, pushed my sister hard in the chest with her uninjured hand, saying she was calling animal control and intended to have that thing put down. CN opened her mouth to say, or shriek, some more, but my sis, after hearing that last statement, and without one word of warning, hauled off and decked her. She landed on her butt in the grass, now clutching her left eye. Sis then loudly suggested CN go screw herself with a hot curling iron, then ran inside to find her poor cat, while I called the cops. The whole thing, from start to end, lasted only about 5 minutes. Sis found him hiding in the laundry room and quickly cleaned him off in the sink. Meanwhile, CN is still on her ass in our backyard, howling like a banshee, until the cops arrived. I told them what happened, and they later talked to my sister, after she tended to her cat, who gave them the same story I did, even admitting to hitting CN, in self-defense of course. It didn't hurt her case that CN had left a bloody handprint on my sister's shirt when she shoved her. CN, of course, told them something entirely different. Her story was that she was about to bleach her hair, when my sister's cat came in and attacked her. She also said both Sis and I attacked her too. I apparently kicked her in the stomach after Sis punched her, but the cops found no evidence of bruising, and the scratches on her face kind of masked her swelling eye. I also think cops turned a blind eye, pun intended, to it, considering the circumstances. But since there was a clear blood trail leading into CN's open back door, the cops felt they had probable cause to go in. I think if CN had been paying more attention, she'd have refused them entry. The blood trail led to a sink on the first floor bathroom. Blood, cat fur, a bleach applicator, and the box it came in were in the sink on the floor. The cat's collar was in the garbage. CN kept trying to play the victim, but the cops didn't buy it. She got arrested, and my sister pressed charges for theft and assault. CN also got nabbed for possession of stolen goods. The cops found a bunch of DVD players and CD players still in their boxes, sitting on her coffee table and in the spare room next to her bathroom. And she had a bunch of prescription drug bottles with other people's names on her kitchen counter. Turns out, she's also been stealing neighbors' painkillers when she'd visit them. And since she was a renter, the property owner gave her the boot for breach of contract. She went to jail and had to pay the cat's vet bill. He was okay, but a bit traumatized, but had a yellow patch on his butt, paw, and tail for several months. CN's hand got infected from the cat bite, and it turned out that it also caused tendon and nerve damage as well. Moral of the story: stay out of people's houses, and have the common sense not to mess with a cat named Lucifer. Wow, what a twist. I was not expecting the cat to be actually named after, Lucifer. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to Reddit Originals for more videos like this. We upload a video each day, so stay tuned.